Welcome back everyone to a Silver Miracle Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 3 Watch Party! The Netflix Tudum has released the first 8 minutes of episode 11. A lot is going on. Some of it is Kwan's funeral, which we've already seen, but I want to focus on some of the major stuff that's setting the stage for what's to come in Part 3. Most notably is our man Gunther. He's as naked as the way his mommy made him, and he's getting a massage. Ooh, we all like that. But something happens. Terry Silver shows up. He always knows how to ruin other people's fun. Anyway, Silver is a man on a mission. He wants the Sekai Taikai back on. Apparently, after the death of Kwan, the tournament was canceled, and as far as I can gather, it seems that maybe he's thinking of just ending it forever? That seems a little bit harsh. I mean, tragic deaths happen in professional sports all the time, and combat sports maybe even more so. You wouldn't end the whole thing forever, especially after decades of tradition, because of one freak accident. Anyway, that's sort of what Terry Silver is arguing. It was a freak accident. It wasn't even part of the event. It was off the mat, as Silver says. He appeals to Gunther as a former champion. He knows how to work their emotions. You want to fight the problem head on, not run for it. Don't let the Sekai Taikai die in chaos like that. Of course, we know Silver's true motivations. Silver still wants to humiliate Miyagi-Do and, just as importantly, bring his teachings to the world. He wants to use the Iron Dragons in place of what he was going to use Cobra Kai before. Sensei Wolf is very acceptable to his style of fighting, his philosophy. It will be no challenge to push the Iron Dragons worldwide with the same philosophy he was going to use with Cobra Kai. Gunther is hesitant, but a little receptive to the idea, but he notes there's a problem. He's just not going to make the decision single-handedly. He wants all the senseis from the dojos to be on board. Everyone needs to come back. Now, if they're resuming the tournament where it was, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense because, they were down to the captain's fights, but I guess they want them all to be there just as well. It's also worth noting, for Silver's motivations, he's talking about the PR, the press. There's no such thing as bad press. He thinks he can make the Sekai Taikai bigger than ever before. That was always his plan. That was always his pitch to them, by including America. More money, more eyeballs, bigger everywhere. Everyone wins. Most especially of all, Terry Silver. So this is going to be Terry Silver's mission through episode 1. He's looking to get all the senseis back on board. Daniel and Johnny are going to be the hardest. Daniel is not looking to get back into the fight. He was shaken up. In fact, we have a scene of that as well. I think it's clear Daniel's motivation early on in part 3 is going to be that he's shooken up from seeing Kwan die, seeing that blade in his chest. Karate isn't safe anymore. His family isn't safe. He wants to do everything he can to protect them. It's made even worse because he now knows for sure Mr. Miyagi killed someone in the Sekai Taikai. Knowing his mentor killed someone, maybe on accident, maybe on purpose, but it can happen. And then seeing someone die right in front of him, he's out. He's forgotten it. He doesn't want to be a part of it anymore. He tells Louis and Anush,
"Want me to grab a bonsai?"
No more bonsais to customers. We're moving away from that.
That's a notable strategic pivot.
Yeah, what are you guys doing standing around?
like he doesn't want to kick the competition? What is that? But this is the Daniel we're dealing with. He's scared. Maybe scared for the first time. Not necessarily for himself. He knows how to fight, but he's scared for everyone else. Maybe it's better just not to fight. This is also why I think the skeletons is part of a dream sequence. Maybe he's having nightmares. His attitude is definitely that of imagining the worst. Otherwise, there's some sort of anniversary party. Louis and Anush are a lot of fun. You gotta always like those guys. Another random note, he talks about Sam going to UCLA.
At UCLA. He thinks Sam has a great shot at getting in.
So did you give your friends, family, and paisan discount?
Come on, we don't need to grease the wheels for her. She's got everything set up perfectly, right?
This is actually like the first time we get any college mentioned for her. I don't know if she would go there. I guess it makes kind of sense, and she could stay with Miguel, but I always imagined Sam not going to college at all, so maybe that'll be a thing. Which actually isn't too unlikely because we get a scene with Robbie and his parents talking to the school guidance counselor about his future. Maybe he can graduate with some extra credit, but going to college is kind of a far off hope. Oh, by the way, Shannon is now dating some loser dweeb guy who just looks like a replaced Johnny. Clearly, Shannon has a type. He tries to come off as nice.
There's always a way to fast track these things, especially for talented kids like Robbie.
But don't you just want to punch him in the face? Yeah, oof. Yeah, anyway, Counselor Blatt recommends that Robbie could hop on the trend of not going to college. There's other opportunities because, maybe karate doesn't work out. Obviously, she's full of shit. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Karate can always work out when you're badass. But anyway, Robbie doesn't need to look for college, and of course we get this flyer that almost reminds you of Johnny. Not good, but Robbie's future need not be with some university. He can be a sensei. He kicks ass just as well enough. Now finally, in the most important scene, we see Kreese and Kim talking about going back to the tournament. Kim Da-Eun seems to be willing, but Kreese is unsure. What will they do? Except the decision is made for them. Grandmaster Kim Sun-young wants them to return at once. He feels like their dojang was humiliated, insulted with the death of Quan. He won't allow it to stand. There must be revenge. There must be retribution. He wants Cobra Kai to return and for Cobra Kai to make a statement that they will never suffer a defeat. They will always strike back. You cannot let the death of a star pupil stand. This will put them in a precarious position. Is Kreese really willing to push that hard? Especially since on some level, he blames himself for Kwan's death. This will be the emotional turmoil Kreese is dealing with as they return to the tournament. The show drops soon. Make sure you're subscribed for the watch parties in full analysis after it happens. I'll be here the whole way. Have a great day. I'll see you at the next watch party.